time last night. At least say, tell me we did. I know we had a wonderful time last night, so hard I couldn't hardly keep it hid. Just two old maids laying in the bed. One rolled over to the other one and said, well, I know we had a wonderful time last night. At least say, tell me we did. Well, I know we had a wonderful time last night. At least say, tell me we did. I know we had a wonderful time last night, and so hard I couldn't hardly keep it hid. Heard a lot of talk about your candy shop. I would like to try a lollipop. I know we had a wonderful time last night. At least say, tell me we did. I know we had a wonderful time last night. At least say, tell me we did. I know we had a wonderful time last night, so hard I couldn't hardly keep it hid. Well, I was sitting in the corner just as quiet as a lamb. I wasn't too quiet to hear the back door slam. Well, I know we had a wonderful time last night. At least say, tell me we did.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, what a beautiful city. Whoa, what a beautiful city. God knows it's a beautiful city. 12 gates to the city, hallelujah, amen. Whoa, I believe I made it to the city. Whoa, I believe I made it to the city. God knows it's a beautiful city. 12 gates to the city, hallelujah, amen. 3 gates in the east, 3 gates in the west, 3 gates in the south, 3 gates in the north. Well, there's 12 gates to the city. Hallelujah, amen. Whoa, what a beautiful city. Whoa, what a beautiful city. God knows it's a beautiful city. 12 gates to the city. Hallelujah, amen. Beautiful city. Wow, what a beautiful city. God knows it's a beautiful city. 12 gates to the city. Hallelujah, amen. Well, you can look for me in the east, look for me in the west, look for me in the south, look for me in the north. Well, there's 12 gates to the city. Hallelujah, amen. Whoa, I believe I made it to the city. Whoa, I believe I made it to the city. God knows it's a beautiful city. 12 gates to the city. Hallelujah, amen. Whoa, what a beautiful city. Whoa, what a beautiful 12 gates to the city. Hallelujah, amen.
Now, Bluebird, Bluebird, please take a letter down south for me. Now, Bluebird, Bluebird, please take a letter down south for me. Now, you tell my baby I'm up here in St. Louis, but I'm just as blue as I can be. Now, Bluebird, when you get to Jackson, well, I want you to fly down on Shannon Street. Now, Bluebird, when you get to Jackson, well, I want you to fly down on Shannon Street. I want you to buy my baby up here in St. Louis, but I'm just as blue as I can be. Now, Bluebird, she may not be at home. Oh, but please knock on her door. Now, Bluebird, she may not be at home, but please knock on her door. Now, she may be right across the street, visiting her next door neighbor, you know.
I'm going to German. I'll be back some more day. I'm going to German. I'll be back some more day. I'm going to German. I'll be back some more day. Please tell me, Mama, what more can I do? Tell me, Mama, what more can I do? Lord, I know I can't get along with you. Go with my back some old day. I'm gonna German. I'll be back some old day. whiskey-headed man. Yes, he stayed drunk all the time. Well, he's a whiskey-headed man. Yes, he stayed drunk all the time. Well, if he don't stop drinking, I believe he gonna lose his mind. Well, every time I see that man, he's in some whiskey joint. He's slipping around the corner, trying to get another apple pint. Well, he's a whiskey-headed man. Yes, he stayed drunk all the time. I believe he gonna lose his mind. Well, every time I see that man, he's walking up and down the street. He's driving and talking with everyone he meets. Well, he's a whiskey-headed man. Yes, he stayed drunk all the time. Well, if he don't stop drinking, I believe he gonna lose his mind. Whiskey-headed man. Yes, he stayed drunk all the time. Well, he's a whiskey-headed man. Yes, he stayed drunk all the time. Well, if he don't stop drinking, I believe he gonna lose his mind. Well, every time I see that man, he's in some whiskey joint. He's trying to make a bet, trying to get another half a pint. Well, he's a whiskey-headed man. Yes, he stayed drunk all the time. Well, if he don't stop drinking, I believe he gonna lose his mind.
Oh yeah, okay. You know what that is? That's time for the 420 roll. That's right. We gonna have a 420 roll today. We're gonna have it at 420. So there. I know everybody's excited. It's brand new. It's brand new.
New 420?
We have a brand new, never before seen, never touched by human hands.
You better hurry up. It's going to be the 421 roll.
That's right. Well, hey. And it runs a little overtime as well, but here it is, the 420 roll, and I hope you all enjoy it. It's going to take a while to load. That's the way the M420 rolls are. They take a while to load, and just as soon as it does, it'll be up. And so everybody knows it's the 420 roll. That's right. That's right. Let's see.
Have a theme song?
Yeah, just listen. You haven't heard this? Hang on a minute. Let's see what I'm doing. I have to do this. Hang on. What do I have to do a thing there? I'm on the air.
Oh, you're on the air right now?
Yeah, that's what I said. See, this is 420 roll.
Oh, you've been on the air since 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Hey.
All right.
It says be my friend.
Be my friend. Man,
Smile for the cameraman.
My name is Dylan. Bare necessities, the simple bare necessities, the bare necessities of life. How's it go?
Actually, they don't pay me to do it. This guy who provided me my webpage for years.
Huh? I don't know that one already.
Play some Sublime.
Alright. Some Sublime sounds good.
Bring it back to the West Coast, dude.
There's a train coming, and I would take it if I could, and I would not lie to you, because Sunday morning soon will come when things would be much easier to say on the microphone like a boss DJ, and I'll walk upon the sea like it was dry land. DJ, nothing but a man, no trouble, no
jumping.
Hear the same song twice. It's so nice. Wanna hear the same song twice. 'Cause I'm spending all my time on just the stones and sticks. On the microphone is where I'm gonna get my fix. And let the loving get a hold of it. You'll never regret it. I'm a funky, not a junkie, but I know where to get it.
The old person is scared and freaked and then they say, yeah, I said,
And the days on the radio will never seem the same. Is that good enough?
This is Human Blockhead. It originally comes from India. There were monks that would street perform human torture acts, as they called them back in the day. But due to the knowledge of the sinus cavities, it is not torture, but still you should not try this at home. It is dangerous.
now let me change my angle a little bit over here. Get a little bit closer. Wait a minute.
Is that good?
No, maybe that'll stay there. Okay, I'll have to hold it. All right, go ahead.
Oh my God, I wish I had changes. Could be dead.
This is a real nail. It's not fake, as you can tell by the sound. It's not made of rubber. It won't compact. It's a solid nail. It's Human Blockhead.
Well, I guess we'll be redoing.
D.
We'll be redoing that section. I didn't know I destroyed the audio on that. That's really strange. Oh well.
Oh well.
That's not the way. That's not the way it was intended. Huh? Murky. It's oh, you mean my audio is murky? Well, I intended for it to be a little bit better than this audio is. So we'll just kind of cruise on through this.
What was it playing?
Huh? Well, it was playing a song, but I put all kinds of effects on it and effects on his voice too and everything, and then I must have come through and deleted the audio track by accident. Because I had it pulled out and separated. So this, I guess this 420 roll is going to have a little work done.
I'll sing for him.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll sing.
Trailers, folks, sailoring, at a 50 cent.
You know the song?
Huh?
Huh? Do you know which song you're doing?
I mean, easily.
You can make one up.
I was singing King of the Road.
King of the, it's similar.
King of the Road. Third box car, midnight train.
Okay, now we're back.
That's a great workout. Arm curls and dog. She loves it. See, we'll spend like $5 on a sidewalk slam and get slight buzz.
Do you know what a sidewalk slam is? They're trying to raise enough money for a sidewalk slam. That's a 40, a 40 and a Sparks.
Watch The Casey Waters Show, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. on URTV. Join me, your host, Casey Waters, as I present to you unique and useful insight into complex niches of philosophy with a Buddhist, Christian, existential, personal, eclectic perspective. Also, I present fantasy fiction of my own creation that relates to all sorts of attitudes that are interwoven to give you a fresh new perspective on situations. Also, I have book reviews on my show. I review books that deal with frontier quantum physics, UFOs, prayer, and other topics. Also included in the Casey Waters Show is fascinating graphic artwork by Judson Laird, featuring his varied styles of captivating art that are manipulated using interesting graphic techniques. So don't forget to watch The Casey Waters Show, Sunday nights, 9 p.m. on URTV. You never know what will be next on this wonderful show.
Good morning. Welcome to the Pleasure Saucer.
Always Cry Theater and Crowd at 5.
That's it, boys and girls. That's right. Yeah, we're back. We're back. And we're front, and we're sideways. And Don Yelton wants to do a show on plastic. On plastic. He was here just a moment ago saying that he wanted to do a show on plastic. That's right.
We do a special piece on Bakelite.
Yeah, here we go. There we go. Here's a microphone for you.
Oh man.
Do you feel
special
privileged
now?
Do you feel especially privileged now?
I do.
You
I
should.
do. Now I'm not just killing time. I'm on TV.
That's right.
I hear people. I got something to say.
You got something to say?
Nah, I don't really.
All right. Well, you can talk about. You have a TV show, don't you?
I do.
You can talk about that TV show. Did you know that? And we can. Go ahead.
I'm sure everybody's seen the TV show. What is that?
Oh, you're sure
Number one super mega hit on URTV.
In your time slot.
That's right. Nobody at 10:30 on Wednesdays is better.
On URTV.
On URTV.
That's right.
No, we got the show. It's coming along. I think maybe 2 episodes from now will be the time to really start watching. And no, actually, we're doing a cool episode next week. We're doing the Baby Gone Country. And we filmed it all out in the barn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of picking.
A lot of what?
PBRs, playing music.
Oh yeah.
Next PBRs, slung some mud, and should be a pretty good episode.
Okay.
We're tired of all these shows central around art and Asheville and all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So. And this channel's supposed to be Buncombe County channel.
Well, now we also have a thing here from Ralph has delivered me a DVD. He's made a 30-second spot. He sent me an email link to it, and I asked him to drop me off. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So now we'll try to see that.
All right.
See. You see it? There it is. How about it? All right.
Well, man, when's Ralph gonna make us a promo?
I don't know. It makes me laugh. All right, we're back. We're back. I've been very delinquent on getting any water boiling or anything for.
I have no tea.
For
I'm about
tea.
to go out there and start that coffee maker up.
Oh, I'm gonna make the tea. Just hey. Just relax. Let me put in another background. Let me put that that thing we was running when you first got here.
Yeah.
Let me put that back in there.
All right.
Okay, 48 walls. Let me put 48 walls back in, and then I will go and fill up the tea kettles and start making some things happen around here.
What kind of tea are we having today?
Well, we have a variety to choose from. It's not been yet chosen.
Mm-hmm.
So, here it is. Okay, that's it right there. It's not yet been chosen, so I'll let you help choose if you like. I'll make recommendations. I have brought
Tea is tea.
4 different teapots.
That was
Yes.
a neat little promo.
You just read that for the first time. I'll need to give you a copy of it, but I want to make.
Give me a copy. I got a copy.
Oh, you already got it? All right. Did Ralph give you one? Oh, good. Then I can take this one home. Okay.
You can have it.
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy. Yes. Okay. Now let's see.
Picture looks good today.
My picture looks good today.
It always look that good.
That's because of me.
Well, let's see. Wait
Just
until
brighten up the room, man.
it looks good when I do that to it. What do you think? You think it looks bad now?
No.
No, that's coming back off cable TV too. So if if you think it looks good, that's coming back off cable TV. Or will you be joining us for tea if I ever get off my?
Have a seat. What's the alias today, brother? What is it?
I don't need an alias when I'm
No?
on the TV.
Yeah, y'all sit down and I'll.
Just embarrassed to be on our show.
No, I just when I'm doing the baby.
I
The
get
baby.
the baby.
The baby.
I'm proud.
Pushes boundaries.
That's right, man.
Pushes buttons.
The baby. Baby. You gonna hide behind him?
This microphone makes me uncomfortable. I just want to hold
There
this.
you go. Now y'all
That's
y'all
not that. He must be real high on money.
y'all entertain now. I tell you what, I don't know. I don't know if y'all know how to do this or not.
Set the table.
Set the table?
You can do if you know how to get a saucer and a cup and put 5 around here. And I drink out of the NASA cup and I'll go put water in these things.
We using this one? Never seen this used before.
Well,
Just
I
set
don't
it out
know.
for
Don't worry about
decoration.
the teapots. Just get the teapots.
It'll look good right there.
I need to get a shot of me at the tea party for my drinking hand
Drinking thing.
album.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna start doing Facebook.
Yeah?
I'm pretty excited. I got a Xerox machine and a typewriter. I think I can get it done with that. Hello.
Hello.
Come on in and have a seat.
I got to go.
Oh,
Just want to say hello.
all right.
Well,
Goodbye.
John already showed the
I know, I saw that.
promo,
That's
yeah?
cool.
It looked good. How'd you do that? Did you make that
Yeah,
teapot?
lightweight. Lightweight animation.
So you did model that teapot, or was that like a preset?
That was
Shape.
a preset, but I put John's picture
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, and did all the animation.
Hey, Ralph.
And when's the baby
Hey,
promo
John,
coming?
Promo, you
That's
got
what I
it?
want to know.
That's all.
Grab you one of those seats over there.
I got to go. I got 7 phone calls.
Any more
waiting. I've been
teapots?
filming for 2 hours.
Send another teapot out.
I got a time. See you later, guys.
John.
All right, yeah, I
Enjoy
like
this
it.
one.
I already played it, and Kurt said you'd already given him one. Thank you very much.
So I think if my URTV celebrity doesn't pan out, I think I'm going to be a politician, man.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That's how you get all the girls.
That's right. Politicians get the women. Everybody knows that. Probably don't need those other 3.
So be sure to check out The Baby,
That's right.
Gone Country, this Wednesday at 10:30.
Gone country, back to our roots. I'm telling you though, we're tired of this damn Asheville artsy fartsy hootenanny crap. We're taking it back to the country. This is the Buncombe County channel.
That's right. We're gonna serve Buncombe County, not just Asheville.
That's right. To hell with Asheville. Bunch of damn weirdos anyhow. That's what I hear.
Okay.
Ain't that right?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Now, did you hear? I was, just recently clued into do you see what's running on the TV here in the background? Do you see what the background footage is? It's the wallpaper of the 48 Walls project. Do you know about?
Oh, it is. Yeah, I was a part of that.
I heard that you were.
I was there.
That you were there for that, and was suggested that I ask you about your experience. Could you? No, could you tell us about? Could you tell us about your experience? Tell us about it. Tell us what happened. What was that like being part of the 48 Walls experience?
It was fun. It was very free form.
Fun and free form?
Someone would just have an idea and kind of let it fly. And
like a fart.
Michael kind of tried to explain what his vision for wallpaper was, but I think wallpaper is a lot of things.
Well,
to a lot of people.
Yeah.
He got a little philosophical about it, but I kind of missed that. But it was a good time.
Yeah.
And we had Larry's projector, and
that was a lot of fun. How was Larry's projector?
It really enhanced the experience. It was fun. We
Is it particularly?
We did a lot of video feedback stuff, and a lot of we turned the whole room kind of into an organism. I don't really know how to explain that.
I see. Was it a very organic experience?
I suppose you could say that.
Well, I was wondering about Larry's projector. Is Larry's projector particularly like a pretty high power device? Does it seem to be stronger than your average home projector?
Oh yeah.
It seemed to be more of an industrial grade model.
It was.
Oh,
for sure.
And tell me about the picture. It looks like it has a pretty darn sharp picture on it from what I'm seeing. Did it seem real sharp and? The picture.
It's a good projector. We were thinking about bringing it up on Town Mountain and projecting something on the cut, but we couldn't think of a way to do that without
You need a long extension cord.
Yeah.
Or a generator.
Or a generator.
Yeah, you could do that. Generator.
And some testicles, so you're not afraid of getting arrested.
Yeah, right. And a big set.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger than mine.
You don't say.
There you go. I'm sure your boys will be interested in that.
What is that?
Chemistry and physics.
Wow. Chemistry and physics?
Mm-hmm.
All in one book.
It's pretty close.
It's a fine book, isn't it? Now what?
Rubidium and cesium compounds.
Rubidium's always been one of my favorites.
Really?
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Potassium
Potassium's just a little too stable for my liking.
Well, what about potassium dichromate?
Well, what'd you say, rubidium?
Ooh.
Rubidium.
You don't often run across a serious rubidium fan just every day, you know.
That's right. I've actually got a tattoo.
On the back of your neck, my favorite element.
I wish I was smart enough to be real witty and actually know the symbol for it. But
Yeah, the atomic number for
Alas.
rubidium would be what? Your favorite element?
R.
It's just one letter.
Just one letter. That's it. Maybe it's RU.
Is there a periodic table in here? Or was this
Sure
There is.
before that was
There is. You might well guess. We have it. Yeah. Were you here for that discussion about that earlier?
Yeah.
We found one in there. We sure did.
Oh, really? How many rows does it have?
3.
No. That's pretty good. Believe it or
Was
not.
it towards the back or the front or
No.
somewhere in the middle?
I think toward the front. About
Does that book not have an index on?
20% of the way in.
This was before the index was invented.
Yeah, really. Oh, I mean, I had a hard time finding it. What's his name had to find it for me. Igor had to find it for me.
Igor.
Yes. He found it. Igor had no problem finding it.
Who's Igor?
Igor Konchowski.
You know, the mad scientist's assistant.
Oh, I see.
Is
Oh, Adam.
Adam, yes, exactly.
Where's he been?
He's been working. He had to pay his rent and things, so he had to work. What a bummer.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Too bad he's not a New
you
York
found
TV
a
star.
periodic table? That's not a periodic table. Does it say periodic table?
Periodic arrangements of the elements.
Okay, well,
That's it. Let's look for rubidium.
well, there's a better one.
There's a better one?
Yeah, there's one that looks like a real periodic table in there. I believe, I don't recall that. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
You found it. See?
Rue. Is that
Rue.
Are you? I was right.
No, that's ruthenium.
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 Oh well.
Hey, don't laugh. Ruthenium is no laughing matter. It's very useful in everyday life.
Oh yeah. Perhaps you could.
It's the key element in Scotch tape.
Is it really?
It is.
You know that for a fact.
I do. I'm a worldly son of a gun, man.
I was going to ask you if you could tell us about maybe your 3 most favorite experiences with ruthenium. Yeah, like this.
Oh.
My rant won't be very good.
I got you. I'll sit over here.
You're going to turn one of them? Oh, you're going to sit over
I
here.
can do that.
Yeah, just get us all in it.
Yeah, make sure I'm here from there. Whoa. Keep him in good. See, I should be there. Am I there?
You're there.
I'll find myself there. See, now there I can rant very well. You won't be seen, but if you will be, if you come over here,
Okay.
and we can all get seen. Don't get between me and the camera now. Okay, see, let's see, wait a minute, this way, yeah, okay, there we go, see, look at that, we can all be seen, okay, and I have a rant, and it's Spitzer, right?
Yes, Spitzer.
All right.
Spitzer, to a large degree, it inspired my rant.
Okay.
Okay, but I received an email which had a little video of somebody reading the what is it when somebody writes into the newspaper and the editorial that Spitzer had written 3 weeks before he was as this video says continually politically assassinated, and that's pretty accurate. He was taken out of the picture, you know, through what was probably an extensive FBI investigation, although they probably didn't have to look all that hard.
No.
However, what they decide to disclose and what they decide not to disclose on who they decide to disclose it on or not disclose it on is all another matter of discretionary things, you know. So anyway, but the video goes on. It just is about what did he do 3 weeks prior to this that would have affected. Why would they want him out of the picture? And so they read the editorial that he sent to the newspaper, and everyone should read the editorial.
What's the tone of the editorial?
Well, you would say it would be critical of the Bush administration. Okay. in general and in specific concerning laws that govern banking practices and predatory loan practices. And he said he went so far as to say that there had been laws in place since the Civil War, I think, to govern predatory loan practices and things like that, and that all 50 states have their own states laws as well to cover these things. And I'm hearing a lot of hiss.
It's steam.
I think, yeah.
Oh, well, let's pour it in some pots. It's not whistling yet, though.
No.
It's growling. Okay, that's good. It's good when it growls. Okay, and so suddenly the Bush administration used that same organization that was supposed to govern that to turn that around and allow these kind of banking practices, whereupon the attorneys general of all 50 states stepped in. Not just most, all 50 states stepped in and said, well, we have our own state laws that govern this. And the Bush administration, through the federal government, overrode the attorneys general of all 50 states and the banking whatever the banking regulators of all 50 states. Now, when the federal government overrules all 50 states, that's not the federal government. See what I mean? Like all 50 states make up the federal government. You see what I mean?
Right.
That's somebody out on their own coming up against the entire nation.
Right.
Is what that is.
And winning.
Yes. And
For the moment.
and so he brings this to light. It's worth looking it up. Look up all that stuff. You can Google it and stuff, and you can find videos of the thing that was sent around to me.
The Elliot Spitzer editorial.
Now, I am sorry that...
I'm just getting started, but go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No. This is... I got a bit of a...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry that anyone who is going up against the Bush administration about the banking practices of this country has been taken out.
Right.
But for Spitzer, I'm glad he's gone, and I hope he fries in political oblivion, because that man karmically justified everything that happened to him. He was a puritanical, at least publicly, inquisitor, and made a special practice of going against prostitution and bordellos and madams and all that. He was
inquisitors usually have prostitutes, don't they? Doesn't history just sort of generally?
Yeah, if he'd gone after the bankers and left the hookers alone, I think people would have been a lot more sympathetic. Yeah.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, you of all people were gonna come down on this man for having hookers, but you're not coming down on the man for having hookers.
No,
you're coming down on the man for having a puritanical attitude.
I'm coming down on him for him coming down on hookers.
You're coming down on him for his political hypocrisy.
Large-scale political hypocrisy, or large-scale hypocrisy in general is a big turnoff.
Right.
I have to say.
Actually, I have grown more tolerant of hypocrisy.
Well, small pockets of hypocrisy are going to happen with human beings. It's the grand scale hypocrisy that bugs me.
The grand scale hypocrisy.
I don't care.
No, I don't like the little hypocrisies either.
But humans are full of flaws. Every once in a while, somebody's going to do something a little bit hypocritical. That's inherent in human nature.
Everyone.
Okay.
Yes, I know. You know what? I even found out that you will that given enough time, you will even let yourself down.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't
listen.
My feelings towards Spitzer would not be changed one way or the other if he had not been caught with a prostitute. It's not the hypocrisy that bugs me.
No.
It's it's his legal actions. I mean, hypocrisy gives a certain poetic thing, but I don't care if he defended one thing and did the other way. I care that he did
Could you put that in the little pots, please?
Oh, yes.
It's, there's something kind of low about having done that on that scale to his wife.
Well, yes.
Especially with the whole, if it's true that he didn't like to wear condoms.
Yeah. Well, okay. All that aside, I'm saying though that it would have never
come to light.
It most likely none of it would have come to light.
Oh yeah. If he was, if he was with the Bushies, they would have disappeared that info.
Right. As long as he played ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I mean, the thing is, it looks like what was his name? Mark Foley, the one that was coming on to Congressional Pages.
Oh yeah.
They knew about it. It looks like Denny Haster, who is the...
So both of the little ones got
Yes,
it?
they did.
Okay.
Denny Haster, who's in charge of the Republicans in the House of Representatives, knew about it and tried to just, brush it all under the carpet.
Well, sure.
And that was all... I mean, that was part of Denny Haster's downfall, too, it coming out that he knew about this and wasn't doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, but that's not what I wanted to discuss.
Yes,
what I wanted to discuss was triggered by finding out about the editorial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And also along with that, I wanted to mention that we have a lot of people in this country who say, well, the Bush administration, the time is almost up. And just let's just wait it out until the end, and the new guys are going to come in and save us all.
Right.
See what I mean? And what I wanted to say was that these people are just absolute imbeciles. Do you want to wait to see what this guy, rather than to impeach the vice president and the president and I don't know. I think there should be some consideration for Mr. Rumsfeld and what have you. Rather than taking these people out of power, you want to wait the rest of their term out just to see how much damage they can do. To see if let's see if they can have us in bread lines by the end of the end of their term.
Cheney and then watch Bush flounder because he doesn't know what to do without Cheney around.
Come on, John. They're going for a no-hitter, man. They're going for
Exactly.
perfect season.
Exactly, and.
I don't expect the next person to save us. I just want the next person to not appoint conservatives to the Supreme Court.
Well, okay,
that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I will be so content with that.
Okay. Let me finish this one thought. Okay.
Yes.
And I know I talk slow, but in as much as from now till the end of the term, not that they've shown a great amount of accountability to this point, but they are under zero accountability. They can do anything as horrible as they want with zero accountability to it, and I'm just overloading that microphone like crazy. But they and that's the point of this particular.
I think it's ironic that for all the talk of personal responsibility,
Right.
I view modern conservatism as having contributed to the decline of personal responsibility. Because nothing that goes wrong is ever any of these people's faults.
I would just like to make 2 points. First, a bit more emphatic than you. I even want to say flat out. The next guy, or next girl, or next pod person who gets into office...
Pod thing.
will not make it better. It is going to get worse.
Pod thing 08. Pod thing 08.
No president is going to save us, no vice president, no cabinet, no one in the federal executive office is going to save us.
I know.
If we can't be saved, I'm just pointing out that they can't do it. No.
No, pod thing maybe?
No.
Well.
Maybe if it's that thing, I don't know. But My second
It's
point.
not. It won't be the grays. No, the gray.
He's green.
The greens maybe, but forget the grays. At least the greens are green. You know.
My second point is that all the stuff that Bush has done is not, and all the powers he's appropriated for himself and all things he gets away with, the zero accountability,
right?
That's not going to go away with the next person. The next person is going to have all of that handed it to him on a silver platter.
Oh,
and you take a relatively nice guy and give him that much power, that much stress.
I know.
It's going to turn him into.
See, that's another thing. So much damage has already been done, and to let them continue this administration to its end without impeachment sets a precedent. It's set in stone. The only way to fix it then is through revolution. So it forces us into resolution. I don't feel that we as a nation, not just our leaders, I don't feel that we as a nation are making very good choices in this matter through complacency.
We're making near suicidal choices.
I don't necessarily disagree with the near suicidal choices thing. That said, any modern revolution would spiral hopelessly out of control.
Any modern revolution.
As opposed to all the tightly controlled, perfectly planned timepiece-like revolutions of the past.
A lot of people will die.
True. That's the nature of revolution. That's the reason that you should try to nip such a thing in the bud before it is forced to revolution. It will eventually come to that, whether it is a revolution or it's somewhat apocalyptic takeover, if you will, or something like that. Apparently, I have heard rumors that the first group of rats deserting the ship left because that they heard that Mr. Bush felt as though he was called from God to hasten the apocalypse. That was his mission, and that when they began to think he really believes that, they were like, they gave him the willies, and they're like, we're out of here,
His history teaches us that you are correct. Broadly speaking, over the span of centuries, whenever a country like ours had large portions of either breakup or totally changed their governments, it tended to be quite bloody and quite messy. And that's a simplistic way of saying millions of people would die.
Right.
And thousands upon millions of dollars.
There's also starvation and stuff,
I mean, as much as...
But, I just want to finish. History also tells us that for all the superficial similarities of our current time to previous times, this is a new era. And it is possible for things not to go that badly, or even to go very badly at all. Just because what happened 200 years ago does not necessarily dictate what would happen today.
Well, I was going to say that, interestingly enough, if you look at what happened 200 years ago with the American Revolution, which sometimes I question whether or not revolution is entirely the right word, because it's not like there was a government in place, there was a native government in place in this country that was overthrown. Like if you want to look at something like the French Revolution, it was governance from over the sea that the people here cast off.
Well, those terms do get fuzzy after a while.
Yeah, right? But I mean, regardless, if you look at it, I know that, we came through it with a lot of flaws, but all that could have gone a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it could have gone a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
Right. The distance was well on our side.
Yeah.
True.
Our distance. And we were on home turf, and their supply lines were just too thin, et cetera, et cetera.
And for that matter, even after the fact, in terms of putting together a nation, I mean, there's some ugly things that happened, but it could have been worse.
We did a good job,
if you're willing to
you don't think we did a good job?
There is the whole genocide of the Native Americans.
I don't doubt that.
I'm not even going there. We betrayed the revolution within, I think, 20 years of having it.
Within 20 years, perhaps. But don't you think that the people who drafted the Constitution and stuff like that really did a bang up job. This was the first try.
I think they're traitors and should have been shot.
Do you? Oh, for traitors to the crown?
No, traitors to the Articles of Confederation.
Oh.
The Constitution of the United States of America is a counter-revolutionary document.
Okay.
It is a betrayal of what the revolution was about. It was a betrayal of the Articles of Confederation. It was pushed through deception and fraud, and everyone who was involved in it, including George Washington, should have been shot as a traitor.
Okay, so now who drafted the Articles of Confederation? Who was the main thrust behind that?
I have no idea what the main thrust behind that was. But I do know that there were Federalists and Anti-Federalists when the concept of the Constitution was coming about.
Well, who were the main thrusts behind the Constitution?
Main thrust behind the Constitution, if I remember correctly, Madison was up there.
Obviously.
Girl Scout cookies.
Thank you. Obviously.
Alexander Hamilton was another big one.
Obviously, what would it be? Jefferson?
No, Jefferson. I don't believe Jefferson was a full-fledged Federalist. I'm not sure he was a full Anti-Federalist either, but he was not.
Franklin drafted it, didn't he? Didn't he do the draft?
He may have drafted that, yes.
But I mean, not on his own.
No. Okay. Shot as a traitor may be a bit hyperbole, but
no. Modern day politicians should be shot as traitors. Well, the French Revolution. I always like to bring this out. The French.
I would like to say, if you're, whoever the NSA is recording this right now and putting this in the file. These guys, not me.
And I just like to say on record,
I'm the moderate here.
If the NSA is recovering this, I want my name on file. That's Ben Robinson. Bennet Nicholas Robinson. Just want that on file.
And this is.
It's amazing thing your brother. It's a good thing your brother has never come to one of these. He's never come to one of these, and that's probably for the best.
We might hope he's never watched one.
Well, yeah,
he never has watched one. Ben's never never seen a tea party. He's always working.
Yeah. No cable.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben really needs to get some basic cable. Ben
buttery
really
and chocolatey.
needs to get some basic cable.
That would be good.
But
of course, if you combine the basic cable with his overwhelming addiction to Japanese role-playing video games, I don't think he'd get anything done whatsoever. The man loves his video games.
Girl Scout cookies. Some things. There's still Girl Scout cookies in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, Girl Scout cookies.
Some constants after all these years are a beautiful thing.
Yay, Girl Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, Scouts. So, I don't know. I think they did, all in all, they did a pretty good job. Articles of Confederation certainly deserve a close look.
Well, the thing about the Articles of Confederation, the reason we have a constitution now is that they discovered the primary weakness of the Articles of Confederation.
Right.
In that it was very hard to raise and maintain an army.
Right.
The reason they found out that is because they were trying to raise and maintain an army to fight Americans. There were two revolutions, the Whiskey Rebellions, the Whiskey Rebellion and the Sayers Rebellion. Those were put down by American troops over what were grievances were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
What they were rebelling for had been promised to them and was quite, not unreasonable to demand.
Uh-huh.
But the U.S. government used military force to put those rebellions down. They found it wasn't very easy to do that, so they had to amend the Constitution to make it easier. That's why we had the Constitution.
Yeah, quite honestly, I'm not against somebody brewing their own booze then or now.
Well, it's a bit more than the booze. There's also a tax issue involved. But yes, yeah. I agree.
Right.
Then or now. I don't approve of things like meth labs, but, seriously, leave the moonshiners alone. Come on.
Free popcorn.
Free popcorn.
Yes, free popcorn. I don't mind saying free popcorn.
Free popcorn.
If I sound like I'm going off a tear here, there's a book by L. Neil Smith called The Probability Brooch. I'm just recommending it.
Probability Brooch?
Yes. It's a very good book. It's very instrumental in forming my brain.
Is it anything like the A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
No, it's a science fiction story. But what it is someone from a world sort of like ours, I mean, a bit exaggerated, falls through this dimensional gateway sort of thing, and arrives in America, where instead of getting less and less libertarian after the American Revolution, America got more and more libertarian after the American Revolution. So that you had a confederation with the Native American tribes eagerly joining it, and in fact having to turn away other countries from joining the confederation until they met the standards and stuff like that. Just how things could have gone if we weren't such nincompoops. I like it. It's a very good book. That's The Probability Debauch by L. Neil Smith.
All right.
Could I get my teacup over there?
All right. Well, I think this is really turning into, this is a really good tea party. I'm enjoying our conversation today.
Indeed.
Are both of you? Also, yeah. Excellent. You weren't too put off by my. Oh yeah, I meant to mention at this point the views expressed on this show are those held by them. What's expressed in them.
Yes. Although indeed. I have been known to speak for Carl Mumpower's subconscious occasionally, so if you hear anything I say is really wacky, it comes from him. Yeah, go ahead. I'm kidding.
You know what you have something about Carl Mumpower's.
Yeah, occasionally I speak for Carl Mumpower's unconscious.
Oh, his unconscious. Yes. I got you. His subconscious.
I make no claims whatsoever to speak for anybody except myself. Hey, Raven, what's up?
Find yourself a tea.
The mats over
here. A tea cup and a saucer over there in that far box.
Kind of scared too because I drank tons of yerba mate and I was feeling like, whoa.
I always want to see a man's head actually explode.
Go with yerba mate, and like I cannot drink yerba mate and get going. I've tried. I've tried, and it doesn't do it.
And what are you used to drinking, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Yeah.
May I have, please, the green teapot?
Well, the thing is when I drink it...
Or would you just
I've
pour
heard
it
it works
there?
differently with different people.
I would drink... I mean, literally in the morning, I drink at least that much. At least. So, I mean, I get a...
Okay, good. Thank you.
French press like that, and I fill it all the way up.
You want some sugar or milk? Of course.
And I don't make it like other people make it. They'll fill up a whole, cup full of it, and then you put a little water in it. I'll just like layer the bottom with the yerba mate, and
Right.
it's good, man.
So what are you up to now, Raven, your TV-wise? What projects are you involved in?
Right now, we're about finished with the Future Doc show.
Okay.
Like for a season or for its run? Like
for the season, and then they won't do another season until maybe the next winter.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're going to take 6 months off and really prepare. And
Wednesday, you shall be free again.
And probably try and shop around and get the Doc his own reality show on cable.
Here,
Right?
move the microphone over there on the just to the other side of the T of the right up against the thing.
And this is an Omni mic.
No,
Yes, it is.
There you go, and that'll
Omni dynamic mic. For some reason, that just trips me out.
I'm sure getting Doc Biddle his own reality show on TV. I'm sure that never crossed anybody's mind of the potential, right?
Now, what's happening? Is this true?
This is his.
Oh, okay.
He's making this up. You know, I think you're onto something. If you draw the blueprints, we'll get this plan into action.
Oh yeah, we could have a reality show like that you wouldn't believe.
He seems entirely too well adjusted to have his own reality show.
Oh,
Or something
appearances
like
can
that.
be deceiving.
That's true.
Yes.
I mean, actually, technically, reality TV is a pretty wide swath of stuff. If you look at some of the stuff they do on, like, Home Garden Network or something like that. I mean, they make shows that's just, some photogenic young couple shopping for their first house.
Yeah.
And they make a half-hour show out of that.
Yeah.
And,
Guess what?
quite honestly, the Doc is...
People watch that stuff.
Yeah, I can see that. The Doc's got some knowledge, and, he looks good on TV, so, I can see a viable show coming out of that.
He looks like a mix between Doogie Howser and Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I can see that.
He gives off, a trustworthy, intelligent sort of air, and I can see it. I can see it.
So, my favorite of those reality shows on like the Garden and stuff like that, it's It's from BBC One. The American version is called Trading Spaces. Have you seen that?
I've seen commercials for it.
It's very interesting. The British one is better. I love the British one.
Of course it is.
But the American
Aren't they
one,
always?
the idea is two couples trade a room, and each one gets a professional designer and like a budget of $1,000. And over the weekend, they design each other's room.
Huh.
So you have to trust the designing vision of your best friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it doesn't always work out.
No.
Sometimes people are crazy.
Sometimes people are. You know, that's the thing, man. People, if they're doing it for somebody else as opposed to for themselves,
Oh yeah,
they
it's much
think,
harder to
this
do.
would be funny.
Exactly.
As opposed to, this would get me some action.
And then you have the professional designers who, if they see another regular chair, are going to scream, so they feel forced to do wacky things. And you have to ride the wackiness and make sure it's not too wacky and stuff like that.
So I've been seeing a lot of Girl Scout cookies around.
Yeah.
It's that time of year.
Would you like one?
You know, I'd like to read the ingredients.
All right, well, do.
You know, I haven't had a Girl Scout cookie since I started reading ingredients.
All right, please do. Please
Yes,
do.
Okay. I'm actually wanting to get into voiceovers, so maybe I could practice here.
Go for it.
Enriched flour, which includes wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, mononitrate. It's okay. Even if I read it wrong, I'm just going to go through these words as if I'm correct and everybody else is wrong. Riboflavin, folic acid, sugar, vegetable shortening, palm, partially hydrogenated palm kernel, and/or soybean oil. Excuse me.
Bad for cholesterol.
Contains less than 2% of cocoa processed with alkali, high fructose corn syrup, corn starch, leavening, sodium bicarbonate, ammonium bicarbonate, sodium acid pyrophosphate, monocalcium phosphate, salt, modified food starch, artificial flavors, and soy lecithin.
You know, I was a lot hungry for these things before you started reading. I am now.
No, that wasn't as bad as I thought it might be, though. And the high fructose corn syrup's kind of low down there. It's usually, you read something and it's the second thing on the ingredient list.
Yeah.
How many of those ingredients would you call a natural food ingredient?
Okay.
Zip. I think.
Is flour in there?
Enriched flour.
What? Wheat flour.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Probably sugar. It's got sugar.
Okay.
They kind of ruin the vegetable shortening, and then the less than 2% cocoa that would be natural. Cornstarch pretty processed to get to that point. Soy lecithin.
Well, considering these all manufactured in Wichita,
Wichita.
I'm just guessing at Wichita, but there's a central repository that makes these things. It's not made in Asheville.
It is made in USA. I was actually at the organic grocery store and yesterday and
Reading ingredients.
a little bit, but there was a guy working in the freezer department, and I just started asking him the questions instead of me having to read. And he started telling me that a lot of our food, even the organic companies, are buying their food from China. We're buying our berries and our veggies. So you get it, and a lot of these companies look like ma and pa kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it gives you that impression. But the guy said that when it comes in the case, it says
Made in China.
Made in China.
Oh yeah.
Commie supporters.
I always wanted, and I'll get in trouble for saying this, but I always wanted to do this. There was, I used to sit and drink my coffee and eat my muffin upstairs in the little, cafe area or whatever there.
Yeah.
And they had little things that they sat out on the tables, and one of them was take the organic pledge or something, and
Right.
it said I will buy locally produced, and I will do this, and I will do that, and I will boycott Walmart, and I will da 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 da. It had this thing there, and I was sitting there reading it, and while I was reading it, I looked out the window and I saw the Cisco truck coming up to deliver,
Right.
and pulling up, and I always thought that I should love to do a video where somebody stands outside and reads the organic pledge
Right.
while in the background the Cisco truck is unloading.
Yes. And their hot bar, I know who you're talking about. Their hot bar is
all Cisco.
Is not organic. Yeah.
All Cisco.
All Cisco.
Yep.
Like apparently people say, I've talked to people that work there and pretty much
I've
nothing.
I've worked there.
That's right, you have.
And weirdly enough, I was in the grocery department, but I was like somehow like the grocery guy who got in real tight with a lot of the deli people.
Right.
So I mean, I was mostly them I was hanging out with, and yeah. I mean, I knew I would go over sometimes, hang out at like the assistant deli manager's house, and he's like, man, nothing. A lot of people think, all the stuff there in the case and everything is all like made from the stuff you see on the shelves.
Right.
No.
Or in the smoothies, huh?
With the exception of the meats. The meats are not Cisco. The meats are still like the hormone-free antibiotic stuff, but just the meat.
Now, so all the vegan stuff is right.
Yeah, none of the vegan stuff's organic.
Can you get
from the deli.
non-organic mixed greens? Are those non-organic? I guess you.
I need to do some editing, so I'll see you later.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You gonna be up there for a while?
For a couple hours at the very least.
Okay. I'll come see you at some point.
Interesting.
Would you like to whirl around here? You can be on camera.
Let's all get in the camera angle. Shall we just go ahead and like name the place, or is any, or you know what? I think any astute Ashevilleans that are actually watching are probably going to know which place we're talking about.
We're talking. There's only two. The other place, which has been bought out by big non-organic, they happen to have a lot of organic in their hot bar.
They've been bought out.
The irony.
Yeah, see, the story is the first place that was here, that now has two stores in Asheville, was created by the guy that started the second store where you were reading the pledge.
Or at
and
least-
what happened was, I don't know, but I think something like they kind of yanked the carpet out from under them. Yeah, they
Scoot up so you can be on the camera.
I thought you were you were motioning like
if you
here,
scoot this
person that invented.
get close to this corner.
I don't know all the details either, but I know that there is
there you see
that the fact that we have
There's
two
an elbow on the table.
homegrown
Probably put you on camera.
that we have two homegrown organic groceries around here. Well, one technically is from actually started in Chattanooga, but there's definite schism that happened in the organic grocery industry around here.
Yes. Schism. It's not uncommon in businesses for somebody to sell more than 50% of the shares. Like if you sell 51% of the shares, the shareholders can vote you out.
Yes. Is that what happened?
I don't know if that's what happened to the organic grocery store. I know that happened to a candy bar company that sold in all these stores that people would assume, because it has little animals on the on the candy bar, that it's all good and stuff. Well, the guy that started that candy bar company sold more than 50% of the shares, went on vacation, came back, and they're like, okay, we voted you out, see ya. And that's when they really started cranking out those candy bars. So it's really funny. And the guy last night was just telling me that one of the largest seed-saving groups that is in existence just sold out to a big, big nasty company. So.
Seed saving.
Yeah, that people have been saying start saving seeds because I mean basically one of the reasons is there are certain companies that are genetically modifying seeds so they can patent them, and they're trying to make every food source patented. They're trying to get rid of non-patented food.
Not good.
Those guys.
When it all collapses and we have to resort to cannibalism, I say we eat them first.
So the most important modification is that they have their marker in the seeds, in the genetics. That their marker shows up in the genetics of the plant.
That's right. So, and it's funny, you go and you plant. I mean, you go buy plants, at your local nursery, and there'll be tags on half of them, or even more, that say, if you see anybody taking a seed from this tree and replanting it, report them. And it is a felony. If somebody, apple falls down and it's a patented apple, and somebody eats it and says, wow, it's a good apple, I'm going to go plant this seed at my house.
You can't control that. In fact,
no.
Well, you know,
anymore you don't really have to read those little tags. You know, if you'll turn over the backside of the leaf. And you can make out the logo. The logo of the corporation is usually visible in the vein structure.
Actually, the leaf is the corporation logo.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Go ahead.
That's okay. This is something that I have huge trouble with. Is I don't get why there are some human beings that so desperately want to exercise control over other human beings. I don't get what that does for somebody.
Well, you obviously are not of superior genetics like
there you go.
Dr. John and I.
I'm pretty diverse.
I personally would like to have minions and slaves and. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it'd be cool to have like a loyal robot sidekick or something like that. But beyond that.
And the thing is, you look at these people that are like inherited all this money, they look so unhealthy and they look so miserable.
Well, if you look at them compared to, say, somebody who's a self-made millionaire or something like that,
Right.
I mean, the first generation self-made guys, I mean, those guys look healthy and vital. I mean, those guys are hardcore.
Right. They'll beat you at tennis when they're in their 60s.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
There's no question about it.
But that guy's kids and that guy's grandkids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couch potatoes.
Every
future presidents.
This is interesting.
Really?
Every space tourist that has paid the Russians $20 million to go up into space, they've all been like self-made first generation millionaires. None of them have been the kids or the grandkids who inherit a ton of money and can afford it, but none of them go into space. It's always the guys, it's the trailblazing guys who make a lot of money. I remember hearing about one of them brought his own science experiments. It's like, stuff I've always wanted to do. I'm in 0G, now I can do.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is a guy that started a company, sold it, took the million, started another company, and then decided to pay $20 million to go into space.
So have you been getting any offers for Mount Dungeon?
No.
No. Okay. You're supposed to lie and say, "Well, I've got."
Well, this is cool. I've already said this once already, but tonight is the 50th episode of Mount Dungeon.
Wow.
Yeah.
50th episode.
50th episode.
But just
tonight, 11 p.m.
in the
Greenfields,
future,
episode 50.
hopefully nobody's watching this, but in the future, if somebody says you got any offers, just be like, I got an offer for $50,000. I think the show's worth at least $100,000. I'm gonna hold out till I get,
I don't see us selling out at $100,000.
$250,000 at least.
Maybe a portion, maybe a 10%, something.
Like that would be a down payment.
A portion, a slice of the pie.
What's it called?
Little slice.
What's it when a retainer? Like you still may not take the offer, but you keep the retainer fee.
That's something to think about.
To be like, well, I've been getting retainer fees.
This is what I'm kind of curious about. Now, more and more movies have been made by Ashevilleans and hitting the movie festivals. Anywhere USA, formerly Asheville the Music, has
Asheville the movie. And you know what? I'm going to make a movie called Asheville the Movie and just ride on all the hype.
Then apparently the name's not taken anymore, so you may as well jump on it.
Yeah, people be like, I've heard about your movie.
And that's really strange because I've been talking with my partner Randy, who's in the movie business, about making a movie about Asheville. We're looking at a feel-good script. About a movie about Asheville.
I'm actually thinking.
I don't want to like give away the script, but it's.
Can I guess at the script? Would that be okay? Is the script where you get a bunch of people together and you all get really drunk and just film what happens?
No, nothing at all like that. Okay. Absolutely,
I'd
absolutely
classify that
anything
as
but
amazingly unscripted.
But
that would be a feel-good script.
Am I the only person here that when ever you try to get people together to do video, they say, "Wait, I got an idea."
Could I have some of the white teapot, please?
They say, "I've got an idea. Let's just get really drunk."
Do you have a teacup, Matt?
I do. There's a little bit of hair in that teacup.
This one? Is this one clean? Who's used this?
Yeah. I just picked a hair out of that, but other than that. Maybe this says something about the...
Have you had a cup
I have
of
had
tea?
lots of tea.
Oh, that's your cup, isn't it?
Just a little dash of something. Well...
Oh, that's right. I've been watching...
Maybe this says something about the...
Okay, now can I pour you some?
Yeah, what is this?
This is...
That's good. Let me try it. This one's
jasmine.
Oh, okay. Oh,
now, I wholeheartedly recommend being a member of a
mix 'em.
tight, disciplined team. I wouldn't say that, Mount Dungeon team is necessarily tight and disciplined, but we do okay. But hey, if you can be part of a tight, disciplined production team, do it.
Really, absolutely. Yeah,
do okay.
I agree with you. I don't know that tight and disciplined is exactly the right word to use, because I don't think of it. We don't have a disciplinarian among us, and that kind of thing. But
sometimes I get on people about
but fairly tight, and I would say focused. I would call everybody is focused on their job.
Yeah, we don't all necessarily agree on everything, but we all agree that we got to crank out on average an episode a week every once in a while.
And everybody, I think, agrees that it's the most fun thing they do all week.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody, so everybody's going to show up. Everybody's going to try to do a good job.
Yeah.
Everybody basically gets along well and works well together. You know, and it's great. And that makes it that even much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have the most. Don't even tell us what's in that, okay?
About
I don't touch
right?
I don't touch artificial sweetener.
Yeah, it's got aspartame in there.
Yeah.
What is that? What is aspartame? You don't know what aspartame is.
I know this. You cannot, since you've been drinking out aspartame, you are not allowed to fly a jet.
You know that, do you?
Yes, because people in the Air Force are not allowed to use aspartame. They're not allowed to drink it. They can't have diet sodas because it slows your reflexes down.
Oh, is that what's
interesting?
Wow.
Yeah.
So instead, they give them meth.
So I would not trust you to fly a jet right now. I would if you were about to leave and hop in a jet, I would take your keys away from you.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So anyway,
okie dokie. Personally, I don't know whether or not you could get away with at this point selling a movie about Asheville. I would just make a dark comedy.
Why not though?
No. We actually have sort of. I'll go as far as to say there's a love story involved. There's a 2, 3, there's a multi-layer sort of love story, combination love story between a man and a woman and a city.
I remember you telling me about that idea.
Well, we've changed the script a bit since I told you about it, but it's in that ballpark,
Well, I actually have an idea. Without elaborating too much, I have an idea for a really dark comedy.
Oh yeah.
Working on. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I want in.
Are they vampires?
I want to be an actor.
Okay.
Okay.
If it actually goes anywhere, I'll let you know.
Okay, good.
No vampires.
I don't know if I could do dark comedy, so maybe if there's any light parts in there.
You know what has happened since the landlords caused the closing of Vincent's Ear, a whole culture has died that had grown around this town. That really was sort of the heart of a big community, There was a really a cultural community that that had their own art forms and stuff like that. That people have just withered from that crowd. I understand that the time that there were posts on the internet saying, if you want to get rid of a vermin, you get rid of their habitat. And sure enough, they're withering. The vermin from Vincent's Ear are all withering, and they don't go out. No one goes out anymore.
Now that you've completely depressed me.
Well, that needs to be brought to mind.
Well,
that Asheville once had something really going for it, that just got ripped right out of it, and
that was like wasn't there back in the day more places like Vincent Ear? Was that the last? That was like the last of the.
Well, there were a few other. Well, some people have made the comparison to Bean Streets. Bean Streets was not Vincent's Ear.
By any means, no.
And it was internal management problem that sent Bean Streets down the tubes.
Right.
But
There's a 3-level dance club in Asheville. Have you ever been there or known anybody that's ever gone there?
I know.
If we're thinking
Grove
about the
Street.
same one,
Yeah, it's on Grove Street.
like where Hairspray is.
No, down the street a little bit on the crossing. What is it? Patton
Is it
Avenue?
Scandals?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
is that
an
3
amazing
levels
thing.
now?
I somehow I have managed to never set foot in Scandals in the 10
I've
years
been in
that I've been
Scandals
here.
years ago. I was in Scandals, but
I mean, they advertise it like it's like a slice of Miami right there in Asheville, and
really,
you see the picture and it's just packed. But I'm like, I know nobody that's ever been there. You know, and like
more people used to go there years ago.
I used to know people who were the DJs there.
Oh, okay.
But they were there, I don't know, like 5-10 years ago or something. You know, a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah.
But
y'all know Agent Orange came to Asheville recently and played at the Rocket Club.
Good for them.
They only announced it. They only They played like 3 days after they decided they're going to play here. So like there was no advertisement. And there's more advertisement of like Agent Orange was here than.
Who are Agent Orange? Is that some kind of hip hop
That's
stuff?
a punk band from.
Oh, punk band.
I'm sure you ran sound for them at some point.
Really? I'm not sure.
I recall the name from back in the. I have a vague recollection of them from back in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would have been. This is the voice.
Where are they from?
I think California.
Okay.
Yeah. They're probably on like Repo Man soundtrack. Or,
I'm thinking maybe I didn't run sound for them because I think I would have remembered. See, I know a lot of punk bands and I know a lot about a lot of punk bands, but they're bands I've worked with. And if I haven't worked with them, I don't know who they are.
Right.
You
Now,
know?
did you ever work at a club where you just ran sound for whatever band, or did you just stick with bands?
No, I worked
We'll be
at
right
a
back.
club called the Metroplex in Atlanta.
Right. I'm sure they played there at some point.
And co-managed that club and ran the sound in it. And did
Did you ever go to a club
hundreds, if not thousands?
in Atlanta called the Saint?
No.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
It was an infamous after-hours club. I did landscaping with a bartender or a guy that used to be a bartender there, and he said that he'd be awake for 5 days. And the whole floor would just start turning into like ocean waves. Yeah. So anyway, it says, and you ask anybody from the 70s about the Saint, and they'll say, you know, they'll look at you like, how do you know about that place? Anyway.
The Saint.
The Saint. It would open from 2 in.the.morning till 6.
What odd hours?
Yeah, it attracted like the scum of the scum, you know, just like all the people went there.
All the insomniacs.
Well, not just insomniacs, but just like heavy drug users, you know. I mean,
the meth freaks and the insomniacs
yes, yeah.
all went there.
It was, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they couldn't manage to keep the doors open when anywhere else was open. Only when nothing else was open could they open.
So, yeah.
There was nowhere else to go.
Quite a guy, yeah. Worked with him for a summer. Yeah.
Well, let me see now. In 10 more minutes, it'll be time for me to run the 420 roll.
Oh, wow.
And somehow I have managed to erase part of the soundtrack.
You know, I saw the 420 roll last time you played it in there.
Yeah.
It looked really professional.
Oh, you liked it, did you?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
It
Well,
looked really professional.
there was a whole song in there with no sound. Now, truly, I was up until 4 a.m.
Right.
editing that.
Did you do it in iMovie? Because iMovie will play tricks on you.
No, all editing programs will play tricks on you. I
Yeah.
have determined all editing programs will, but no.
Secret is to keep turning your stuff into QuickTimes. As soon as you're happy with it, if you're only happy with the first 2 minutes, turn that 2 minutes into a QuickTime.
Yeah, I don't do that because I don't work on a Mac computer. I work on a PC.
I see.
But I saved it at every step along the way.
Right.
And it only crashed once or twice that I recall. But you know, hey, when it comes on 2, 3, 4 a.m. and you're editing,
right?
You don't know. But I saved repetitively, particularly when I started getting into some of this particular area it was taxing the machine a lot and was prone to want to crash and stuff. So I was after every move I made, I made a save, and then I'd do another thing and make a save. You know, save.
I saved mine. I closed it, switched hard drives, put it back on, opened it, and it just said, "Hey, we lost a part of your video. Is that all right?"
But obviously, I just clicked. I believe I probably just clicked on the sound in the process of trying to add a little reverb to the song. I think I clicked on it and deleted it. You know. So
whatever happened with that band that wanted to record all analog, and I think you told them $800 just for the tape on the 2-inch.
I never did actually get back to them on the price of the tape. They were trying to do it. One of their members was moving to Charlotte, and they wanted to do it before he moved to Charlotte. And he said, then he told him, "Hey, I don't want to do it before I move to Charlotte because I've got enough stuff to do between now and moving just to move to Charlotte. Don't add. We've also got to record the album in there, so let me come back from Charlotte on occasion and do it." And so I don't know. So the pressure was off, and that's all.
Yeah.
So then it just sort of got put on the back burner.
You know, it's just so funny how many people really want to be in the entertainment industry. And even myself, even when I record myself, I sometimes have to remind myself when I'm about to press record, like, this is a moment I live for, you know, because I'll get stressed and I'll be hammering out parts like it's work, and then I have to remind myself, wait, this is like the peak of my life here. I'm actually recording myself, you know. But it's amazing when I talk with other people and I tell them what, you know, it's like, it's one thing if you go into a studio and you just do it all live, but if you're going to layer it, there's a lot of prep that you really need to do, you know, including, you know, changing strings and drum heads and tuning up and really, you know, getting tight with a click or creating a scratch track, and it usually sends to scare people off.
Yeah. Keep talking.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Let's see. I just lost what I was gonna say.
Did you know?
I could. I've been wanting to look at this book with a foreword by Thomas Jefferson.
Yes. Tom wrote a good foreword in there.
That's great.
Have you read it?
No.
Oh, well, you should. You should enjoy that.
Is this a good book? It looks.
It's an excellent book.
It looks very like book. You would see this at a school.
Yeah. It's an excellent book. Go ahead, just read the foreword. You know, start at the beginning, and or flip to whatever. There we go.
America, the book. To the huddled masses, keep yearning. I bet that's a song. All right.
Let's see.
Forward. Oh. Wow.
Right. And there's a picture of Mr. Jefferson right there.
There it is.
Smiling, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a beautiful smile.
Do you know why he's smiling?
Kind of like the Mona Lisa smile, you know.
Well, read the forward and see if it doesn't make you smile.
When America, the book, first approached me about penning the foreword to their tome, I was surprised. Firstly, the foreword is not my bailiwick, but rather the declaration. Forgive my conceit, but if one is looking to introduce a grand composition with a pithy and clear pronouncement, my see, man, I'm just reading terribly. My declaratives, that's it. My declaratives are second to none. Life, liberty, and life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Google it if you doubt the claim. Also of some concern, I have been dead for, oh Lord, has it really been 178 years?
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Let me run, just read over that. So that
I'll say it nice and smooth.
Yeah, and it's bailiwick, by the way, and things like that. And just read over that and get prepared while I run this little short that has been provided me by Ralph, and then also the 420 roll will be coming up next.
Can I practice reading out loud or read to myself?
No, read to yourself.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I have scary eyes, don't I? Isn't that some scary eyes there? That is some scary eyes.
Yeah, I've got scary eyes too.
Scary
I don't, so it's
eyes.
hard for me to recognize scary eyes.
Scary eyes. There was
Which
somebody-
camera is on? Is it that one?
It is, I
No,
guess.
it's
That's that
not.
one. Okay. Yeah. Do you want the different
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Let's see.
I want to demonstrate my scary eyes.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have to come in for the scary eyes. Okay. There you
Wait,
go.
I gotta.
Wait a minute. Scary eyes.
That's the evil eye. Am I doing a good evil eye?
Scary eyes. Scary.
Yeah.
All right. Now do the scary eyes.
Okay, the scary. Is that not scary? I mean, you know, I was doing the scary eyes, and you told me to go ahead and do them. So
Scary.
now let's see. Maybe we could go back to your role and see your scary eyes.
Well, actually, it's time for me to put in a different role now.
Okay, and I'm going to read to this role.
No. You're gonna. I'll tell you when to read. Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Oh my goodness! Hey, he's making fun of John Adams in this.
No.
Yes, he says Adams was an unbearable, and I can't even say this word. Do you know what word? You can prick your finger, but you can't. You ever hear that?
Yeah, you can. We'll let you say it today.
Yeah, well,
Okay. Hang on.
And squealed girlishly whenever he saw a bug. I'm related to John Adams.
Oh dear.
Yes. Have you?
All right.
Is this your book?
No.
No. Is this your book?
All right, I'll tell you when to read it, but don't read it now until I tell you to read it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be reading any old time you want to read. You know what I'm saying?
And catch yourself when you're reading, because there are some naughty words in there that.
Yeah, and it's pretty hard to, you know, it's pretty tough to read. This guy was using words.
Here we go.
It ain't like he'd be talking ebonomics.
Smile for the cameraman, Joe. Yeah, I'll show you.
My name is Dylan. Bare necessities, the simple bare necessities, the bare necessities of life. How's it go? Huh? I don't know that one all the way.
Play some Sublime.
Alright. Some Sublime sounds good.
Bring it back to the West Coast, dude.
There's a train coming through, and I would take it if I could, and I would not lie to you, because Sunday morning soon will come when things would be much easier to say on the microphone like a boss DJ, and I'll walk upon the sea like it was dry land. Boss DJ ain't nothing but a man, no trouble, no fuss. I know why. It's gonna hear the same song twice. It's so nice. Gonna hear the same song twice, 'cause I'm spending all my time on just the stones and sticks. On the microphone is where I'm gonna get my fix, and let the loving get a hold of it. You're way too ready. I'm a funky, not a junkie, but I know where to get it. Ooh. And the days on the radio will never seem the same. Is that good enough?
This is Human Blockhead. It originally comes from India. There were monks that would street perform human torture acts, as they called them back in the day. But Due to the knowledge of the sinus cavities, it is not torture, but still you should not try this at home. It is dangerous.
Okay, let me change my angle a little bit over here. Get a little bit closer. Wait a minute.
Is that good?
No, hang on. Maybe that'll stay there. Okay, I'll have to hold it. All right, go ahead.
Oh my God! I wish I had changes. Could be dead.
This is a real nail. It's not fake, as you can tell by the sound. It's not made of rubber. It won't compact. It's a solid nail. It's human blockhead.
When America first approached me about pinning the forward to their tome, I was surprised. Firstly, the forward is not my ballywhack, but rather a declaration. Further, forgive my, did I pronounce
Go ahead, just do it.
ballywhack? All right, let me go back.
Bailiwick.
Bailiwick, okay. Take two. We can just edit this, I think. Firstly, the forward is not my bailiwick, but rather the declaration. Forgive my conceit, but if one is looking to introduce a grand composition with a pithy and clear pronouncement, my declaratives are second to none. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Google it if you doubt the claim. Also, of some concern, I have been dead for, oh Lord, has it really been 78 years? 178 years, sorry, we'll splice that back in. 178 years. My goodness, time certainly flies when you're no longer consigned to your earthly vessel. Notwithstanding, Irv over at Warner Books sent me some galleys, and I have to say, funny. Not John Winthorpe's A Comparative Treatise on the most unusual of distinctions twixt the fairy of species and her masculine counterpart, funny, but funny. Of course, Sally was less enthused. You are the author of the Declaration of Independence, a scholar, a statesman. This is beneath you. It's not even network. But truth be told, I was itching to get back to the quill and paper, and declaration work is not as steady as it used to be. Sally may not like it, but as we used to say back in the parlors of the 18th century Paris, tough. I don't know if I can say that one. Is that one of the seven deadly?
I don't know. Just
tough nipples.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Tough nipples.
I think old Tom was.
I was.
A lot of stuff Sally didn't like.
Yeah. I was also looking forward to these, take two. I was also looking forward to this opportunity to dispel some mythology surrounding myself and my fellow founders, particularly the myth of our infallibility. You moderns have the tendency to worship at the altar of the fathers. The First Amendment is sacros. See, I didn't proofread this far. Sacrosanct. Gosh, I mean, we just don't use these words these days. Sacrosanct. The First Amendment is sacrosanct. I could probably improv better than read this.
Can you go on with it?
Okay. We will die to protect the amendments because they amend. They fix mistakes or correct omissions, and they themselves can be changed. If we had meant for the Constitution to be written in stone, we would have written it in stone.
That's a great workout. Arm curls and dog. See, we'll spend like $5 on a sidewalk slab and get slight buzz.
watch The Casey Waters Show, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. on URTV. Join me, your host, Casey Waters, as I present to you unique and useful insight into complex niches of philosophy with a Buddhist, Christian, existential, personal, eclectic perspective. Also, I present fantasy fiction of my own creation that relates to all sorts of attitudes that are interwoven to give you a fresh new perspective on situations. Also, I have book reviews on my show. I review books that deal with frontier quantum physics, UFOs, prayer, and other topics. Also included in the Casey Waters Show is fascinating graphic artwork by Judson Laird, featuring his varied styles of captivating art that are manipulated using interesting graphic techniques. So, don't forget to watch The Casey Waters Show, Sunday nights, 9 p.m. on URTV. You never know what will be next on this wonderful show.
Good morning. Welcome to the Pleasure Saucer.
Always Cry Theater and Crowded Fire.
There we and guess what?
It's not a very that's not a very dynamic shot. I think we need to. I think we need to.
There.
Where's the camera controls? I think we need to widen this sucker out.
If we widen it, you think it'll help? Look at that.
Yep, there we go.
There we are.
Yeah.
There we are.
And something else is creeping through there.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the reason I ask is because I have decided that I've decided to not stop doing my live show again, because once again,
I was wondering about that.
Once again, like, you know, the collective consensus is everybody
Here,
tells me.
Pull that microphone there. We'll each have
I'm not
one.
sharing this with anybody at the moment.
There's nobody out there. Bring it on down.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
The
I know you like
collective-
having your own mic as well as you like having a camera on you, don't you?
Sometimes yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes yes.
Okay.
The collective consensus has been that I should keep doing my live show because people generally like it. Some of the shows I've done, I managed to do, I'm immensely proud of. Some have been some have sucked, but you know, some of them have been pretty decent. And the ones that are pretty decent, I'm quite proud of. The ones that suck, I'm really not ashamed of, because those are the ones I didn't put a lot of effort into. So
I have a friend who used to tell me a thing that I can address that. He used to have a saying which was, even a blind chicken, he said, pecks a corn now and then.
You know, I'd like to think that my attempts at amateur TV rate higher than a blind chicken. I mean,
Really?
I'd like to think I'm more than just one step above a blind chicken.
Yeah, I see.
But the question being is, do I keep going from Studio A? Because the reason I was thinking about it, stopping in the first place, was so that our
crew no longer dominates Studio A on Saturdays. It gives other people an opportunity to get in there on Saturday and do stuff. And so if that would be the case, then I would start going live from this room on a weekly basis.
Right.
Which I have done only very occasionally for my live show. I think for my live show, I believe we've used the studio 3 times. I want to say.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's what I have in my head. So I need to get up to speed on all those buttons.
Okay.
So, when's the next Studio B certification?
Is there someone right out there rattling?
I think there's somebody right out there in the hallway
rattling stuff. Are you rattling stuff out there?
I'm hearing rattling too, so I promise it's not in your head.
Okay. I was hearing a rattling in my head. I'm prone to sometimes hear a bit of a rattling in my head. All right. Now, you know, I stay up late night working on these things.
Ooh.
So.
Kaleidoscope pretty. So, we've got half an hour left, and it looks like it's down to just you and me.
That's okay. What do you think?
It's going to have to be fine now, isn't it?
Yeah. We have a lot of tea to drink. Do you know we have enough tea here for maybe a half dozen people? This one, I don't think this has even been touched yet. I would recommend that next. Try some of that. I don't know. Do you put sugar in yours? I've been noticing you using a bit of cream.
I do cream. I generally speaking, I don't do sugar, and I put the cream in mostly just to cool the temperature down because I don't like really hot beverages.
Right. I'm that way too.
Although that's not all that warm, so I'll drink that straight. So I can drink straight tea just fine. I try and avoid the sugar just because I'm trying to avoid the sugar. Of course, I got cookies today, so sometimes that goes out the window. But I've been... I can't say that I deliberately live an amazingly healthy lifestyle, but I try and, not to do too many animal fats, too much sugars, that kind of thing. So.
Right.
So I'm going to drink my tea with just tea in it. Woo! Tasty. Woo! Tasty.
Well, it's been steeping a while.
Yeah.
It's gotten
a jolt to it. But again, that's fine.
All this is getting a bit of a jolt to it now.
Yeah.
By the end of the show, everybody should be fairly jacked up at the tea party.
Yeah, this is always a hard time of the day for me to get jacked up, no matter what.
You've told me that before.
Yeah, like I'm not an afternoon person. I can get up and function stupid early in the morning if I need to, and I can't help but usually late at night get kind of a rush or a second wind kind of thing.
You weren't here Friday, were you, at the tea party? Did you come in Friday for the tea party?
I was not.
Okay, so we had mushroom tea, and you missed the mushroom tea Friday. So that might have got you up a little. It has all kinds of good.
I missed the mushroom tea.
Something's in it. I forget what it is.
I missed the mushroom tea. But I do think, on the subject of what we were discussing earlier, I think collectively, if everybody at your TV got together and, say, made a movie, because we've got Moon Europa and Anywhere USA, stuff like that. I mean, we've met and we've known people that have managed to pull it off.
Yeah.
And I think it's doable. Well, obviously, it's been proven it's doable. So.
Moon Europa?
Moon Europa. Sci-fi movie.
We did a movie called Moon Europa?
We didn't. Somebody did. Chris Bauer, I said Chris Bauer is his name. And I'm still waiting to see the thing. He's trying to get it into the festival, so obviously... a lot of festivals have rules that you can't have aired it, like, publicly before their festival kind of deal.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's hit the big screen in this town yet or anything. But.
Well, okay.
But, I mean, I remember there was talk about this thing about 3 years ago, so it's still going. And obviously, if a whole bunch of people were to get together and make a low-budget movie, independent film, something like that. It's one of these things that unfortunately would take years to finally see the magic come to fruition, but I think it's doable. I think it's amazingly doable.
I don't know what to think about. What was the name of that movie? Asheville, the movie turned into what?
Anywhere USA.
Anywhere USA.
Yeah.
What a strange thing to do, go around town and tell people you were making a movie called Asheville the Movie, only to change the name of it to Anywhere USA.
Well, apparently that's been the biggest dig, and I don't know any of the people.
But it's such a strange thing to do. Why? One would assume someone had some artistic reasoning behind that.
I would imagine that I don't think that was the plan all along or anything like that. I think. I don't think that was the plan all along. I think it was one of those things where it kind of got down to the wire, and
they had a really cool movie, and they showed it to a few people, and somebody said, "That's a really cool movie, but you'd better not call it Asheville the Movie."
Something like
or
that.
we'll sue you. We're the city of Asheville, and we'll sue you.
I don't think it was anything like that. I think they just decided to. It ended up being probably less about Asheville than like they originally intended it to be. And this place has changed so fast that whatever vision he had 5 years ago may not be Asheville now anyway. And I think probably struck on some universal themes, and it was probably just more to the point. It probably sounded like a more sellable name. And at this point, there is the genuine possibility that he can turn around. He's going to be able to sell this thing to a studio to distribute.
Right, I understand.
At which point marketability kicks in.
I understand. But don't you believe that a great number of people became involved with the movie because they heard they're making a movie called Asheville the Movie.
Probably.
And so they thought, I should go, and that these people either gave their efforts and time for either free or darn near to make this movie, based on the fact that they thought they were making a movie called Asheville the Movie.
Let me just say this: if lo and behold, they can take Anywhere USA and they can sell it, and it can help build Asheville's reputation as a place where decent independent films can come out of.
Yeah.
And part of marketing
I must say that a movie called Anywhere USA would probably really help Asheville's reputation more than being called Asheville the Movie.
If in the long run,
how many people do you think that go see Anywhere USA will know anything about the fact that good movies can come out of Asheville?
Whereas in terms of like the person who, say, 12 months from now sees the DVD box, and sees the DVD box and rents it or something like that, that's not going to matter. What's going to matter is to the people that might consider either investing money in this town to make a movie in, or would be more likely consider another independent film that comes out of this town.
Oh yes. Okay.
So,
well, I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that we've done. There's been a lot of good movies come through here, and if you doubt it, just go eat at the Ryan's out by the Biltmore Square Mall, and eat back in the back dining room, and they decorate the walls with a lot of old movie posters back there. None of the new stuff is up.
I'm gonna take this.
Well, I would.
Hello, what's up, Ben? Okay, that's too bad. Why not? Okie dokie. I was planning on it. I was discussing it.
Well, I can hear Ben's voice on the other side of the phone, and it seems as though they may be discussing getting together tonight at 11 o'clock in order to watch the 50th episode of Mount Dungeon that will be on at 11 o'clock tonight. Were you discussing getting together to watch the 50th anniversary episode of Mount Dungeon at 11 o'clock this evening?
Yes, and Ben is not going to be able to make it because
the producer isn't
going to be able to make it because there's a band he has to go see.
I see.
some sort of social obligation thing. So he wanted me to make sure that I went there and make sure that it actually
aired.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that?
So,
all right. So would you think that at this time you should invite the world once again to tune in to this very channel
yes.
20?
And yes, tonight at 11 p.m. right here on this channel, this station, Channel 20 URTV, if you have Charter Cable, which I guess if you didn't, you wouldn't be watching this right now. We have the 50th episode of Mount Dungeon, being the Greenfields.
Now, I know I did the sound. I
Yes.
had to for Greenfields.
Yeah.
I have no recollection. What were they like?
They were multi-piece. It was the one where like everybody got up to sing for the last song.
Ah.
They had a xylophone. The xylophone was a bit off. Saw the episode.
Was it a bit off?
It was a bit off. Maybe it was my TV because my TV.
What do you mean by off?
Like sounded. It didn't sound all that good.
You were saying it was too loud, it was too soft, it was out of key.
I would say that it was peaking weirdly, and that might just be a matter of watching on my TV because certain frequencies on my TV, piece of junk TV, sound really weird.
We have audio concerns here. Oh, but you were watching the DVD. You weren't watching it broadcast. Okay.
DVD.
All right. Well, that's a thought. And so what? Every time he would hit were the notes like splattering? Is that what they were doing?
I guess you could say splattering is the word. It sounded like it was
peaking, distorting.
Yeah, distorting. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
You think I had it turned up too loud in general? I may have had too much xylophone in there. I don't get xylophone that often.
Yeah.
And so I thought as long as I had a fix on the instrument, I'd go ahead and sort of put it in there. Sounded okay in the control room at the time, as you probably, if you recall, you probably were in there.
Yeah.
Didn't it sound okay in the control room?
Or was that one of the ones? I can't remember if I was in the control room or not. Was that one of the ones where I was subbing on camera? I can't remember.
I don't know either. See, I can't.
It wasn't the one where I was running the switcher.
All right. I do remember the episode, however, now that you mention it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. All right. This is the one that turned hip hop in the end, didn't it?
I wouldn't say it turned to hip hop at all.
No.
No.
It didn't have like rap kids didn't get up and start doing.
No.
Oh, you said everybody joined it. Didn't people from the audience jump up?
No, not this one.
Oh, this is a different one. Okay, I don't know which one it is. I remember this one with xylophone, though.
There was, there you go. It was the one with the xylophone.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. And everybody was, and I don't know, I honestly don't know why, but it was the one where everybody was switching, playing different instruments for different songs, too.
Right.
Which, I don't know how much that would have thrown off your equation. But
well, it depends a lot on the playing style of the person that switches off.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when one person picks up a guitar that another person sits down, they either play it louder or softer. They may turn their volume up or down, or just hit it harder or softer than the previous person, and then they're singing in a different microphone than they sound checked in or whatever. You know. Yeah, so you just never know. But the xylophone stayed in the same place as I recall. But if I also recall, I was picking that up through more than the microphone on the xylophone itself. Seems like the drum overhead was also picking up the xylophone.
that was probably part of what was going on then.
Yeah, so. Hey, we have 3 hours.
Yeah.
We do the best we can. We do the best we can in 3 hours.
Exactly.
And you know what? For 3 hours, I think we do pretty good.
I think so.
You know. I think other people would spend at least like a regular production of that would be at least an 8-hour production for any kind of a network thing.
Something that my brain just kind of went.
We're really cooking now. Check it out.
Indeed, we are. Look at that. It's beautiful.
It's really cooking. What do you think?
Yeah.
Can you tell what that is?
An attractive woman twirling fire. Yep.
That makes a good kaleidoscope.
Makes an amazing kaleidoscope, and you know, there are a few finer forms of entertainment than an attractive woman twirling fire.
There's something about flesh and fire and stuff that really go well together.
Yeah.
You know, the light and the
especially
the light
when
and
you've
the
got
shadow.
somebody with the skill to keep the fire from contacting their flesh.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Right. The skill is a big part of it, but all in all, it's a wonderful. I'm glad we have the fire troop here in Asheville. We have fire twirlers.
They're good. They're really good. They do an amazing job.
That's one of those quirky little things that just really worked out well for Asheville. The whole surreal circus and fire twirlers and all, they're all intermingled, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the best things of Asheville, and a lot of that, I have to say, in my personal opinion, grew out of the Vincent's ear culture.
I agree.
That so many people were so dead set on squashing, doing away with.
Which, ironically, Vincent's ear culture really helped turn downtown Asheville around and make it interesting to a lot of outsiders.
Exactly.
And, you know, whatever we've lost and whatever we're getting flooding into its absence, like, you know, well, you know, I think everybody, you know, knows where, you know, knows what's up, and you either agree or disagree with that, but...
At check-in.
I have no idea. I honestly, I don't know how in despair I feel about Asheville.
You actually couldn't be heard saying that. What would you say? I'm sorry.
I honestly don't... What else is playing over that thing?
Oh, I was just a little something I was doing. I like to say I'm listening to internet radio, but it's actually not.
Okay.
That was some shape static.
Okay. If I didn't have your TV, I don't know how in despair I would be about the state of Asheville.
Yeah, really. It's the only thing I've got that is to some degree filling the void left by Vincent's ear, and so as you know, I met your current girlfriend of what, 14 years? Is that correct?
10.
10 years. Okay, 10 years. So if you as you may know, I think I met her at Vincent's ear.
Oh, absolutely. So did I.
Yeah. Need we say more?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. It is a sad state of affairs. It is a sad state of affairs.
I do miss Vincent's. I do want to say something about Vincent's, though, is that I was one of the many people who went there less and less and less and less and less, and then found out that they were closing the place and, like, you know, went back there. And a lot of people, like, the past month, like, I remember going in there and it was packed. Like, I hadn't seen it in years. But, I mean, I remember the crowd I used to see when I was first going in there compared to in the last couple of years of Vincent's.
Were you in on the first year or not?
I was not. Vincent's is 94 it opened.
I don't remember what year
I want
it
to
was.
think 94, 95 because I remember the sign, and I moved here at the beginning of 98.
Okay. All right, well, go ahead.
I was not there for the first year.
I will say that the first year was probably the best.
That's always the case.
Yeah, but go ahead.
It's oftentimes the case about places like that.
But a lot of what was established in that first year continued through to the end.
As Vincent's progressed, it had less and less of an eclectic, truly crazy eclectic coffee house vibe, and it did, in all honesty, developed more and more of a dive bar vibe.
Right. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Until and then in the very end, a lot of people came back because suddenly, everybody took Vincent's ear for granted. Well, it had been there for more than 10 years.
Yes.
And it was always there. You could always go to Vincent's ear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it was going away.
Yeah.
And everybody did rush back, didn't they?
Mhm.
Just for the last month.
Yeah.
To see the last month of Vincent's ear. They really did.
But, I mean, we could go on about how much of the decline of the vibe is due to the choices they made or not, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I mean, when there were no longer like big, weird, funky chairs upstairs and lots of books and everything, but instead like a pool table and the like, I didn't like the pool table. I did not like the pool table. Because, well, for one thing, I don't play a lot of pool, and pool to me is not like, a cafe, coffee house vibe type thing. It's more of a bar type thing. A lot of people went up there, played pool. I don't know. It felt like it took something away as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Well, you got to have something for the children to do.
I guess, but
Again, I will admit when the video games came in and the pool table came in, that it was not quite as
I don't think
the artistic space that it had once been. That's true.
Big time.
But the artistic element did continue. The art continued to be hung on the walls. The shows continued to be done, and the pool tables and the pinball machines represented revenue.
Yeah.
To the business, and we make sacrifices sometimes to
fair enough.
To see that the landlord gets the rent paid.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And that those who work there get their paychecks, and revenue to the bar is good. It is good. So we're listening to what's actually Bach in the background right now, but it's very.
So everybody that's experiencing the Tea Party is listening to Bach except me right now.
See what you think.
Yeah, it sounds nice. It's very unobtrusive. I'll give it back to you because I'm kind of digging on being the odd man out here at the moment. It adds to like one more level of my distinctive uniqueness, being the only person experiencing the Tea Party who's not listening to Bach.
Well, I could do it.
Well, actually, that's probably not even true. I'm sure there's probably somebody. Actually, I think the Tea Party's up in the lobby right now on the screen there with the sound turned down completely, so I guess it's already inaccurate.
Right.
But anyway.
Have you guys got the sound turned down? Why do you have this? Why do you have the sound turned down?
Because, if Jonathan's doing something in the lobby, if he's got like a lot of stuff he's got to do paperwork-wise or something, he'll turn the sound down.
And he don't want to hear what we've got to say. That's right. We can talk about Jonathan. Did you see the video of Jonathan that was running earlier? I was glad to hear that the 48 Walls project, that they had pulled out the video projector, Larry's video projector. I'm excited to see what we can do with Larry's
48 Walls project.
It's a wallpaper project. And it's a video called 48 Walls.
Okay.
Is what I think there'll be an episode probably called 48 Walls.
Okay.
So I don't know this for exact fact, but that's what I suspect. And they did some kind of a project they called 48 Walls.
Yeah.
Now I don't know all the details, but I know that Jonathan was there and Kurt was there. They were both involved, and that they pulled out Larry's. Apparently heavy-duty video projector. He's got sort of an industrial-grade video projector that I'd like to see it used more. And I think Larry would like to see it used more too. Okay, it's probably at least as good as the best video projectors we've had any dealings with so far. You could ask Jonathan because he's seen everything, right, including it.
I guess.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Jonathan, are you listening to us?
I think he's having. I think.
You think he's got it turned down, do you? Okay. Well, if you're listening to us, come tell us about the projector.
Well, you can hear some Bach going on. I can hear snippets of conversation.
I
going
hear
in the lobby,
conversation too.
Yeah, something. He's busy. He's got stuff
but
to
it's
do.
some kind of useless babble from what I can
I
tell.
don't know. He's getting paid to do stuff around here, so.
All right.
I'm not going to question his doing of stuff around here.
Well, let's see. It's getting close. What's
It
that?
is, isn't it?
It's getting close to the time that we need to start telling things like that. How the Mad Scientist Tea Party is based on scientific facts, like the fact that as long as there's something moving on the screen and sound coming out of the box, people will sit and watch it. Things are more like they are now than they ever have been. You know, we've not really run down this stuff lately. Things are really always in the last place you look.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of some other things? What are we supposed to say?
We've always been here, and all of this has happened before, and all of it is going to happen again. I don't know. That's all just cryptic lines from various science fiction shows I like. But I don't know.
Beginning, if you like.
No, that's it. Well, we don't really have time anyway.
Yeah, we do.
I tried. What's that?
I say yes, we do.
Well, okay, we've got about 4 more minutes to kill, so whatever we can do in 4 minutes.
All right, check it. I'm going to start it from the beginning. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful.
You know, the lighting in here is powerful enough that when it shines down on my scalp, you know, I'm enjoying my haircut, except when light is hitting right down from above, it's kind of showing off that degree with which my hair is thinning on top. I mean, she's, you know, gave me the whole "sweetie, if you go bald, I'll love you no matter what" thing, which, you know, it's always, you know, a nice thing for a girlfriend to say, but
it doesn't help with the hair leaves.
Yeah.
It doesn't help when you look in the mirror. I have that. What I have to do is every morning when you become my age, or at least it has happened to me. I'm sure it doesn't happen to everybody, but it's happened to me. Every morning.
You know, I don't feel like my knowledge of Dr. Seuss characters is up enough to be able to have a comprehensive list.
Okay.
I mean, you know, it's probably the sort of thing I would have known years ago, but that information has been overwritten by other stuff.
Well, may I recommend that before you become much older, that you bone up a little on your Dr. Seuss before you have to start making these through the rest of your day. If you're cursed with it's the same thing I am.
I will bear that in mind. And you know, you can consider that sound advice to pass on to everybody.
You haven't had any of that yet, have you?
No.
You should give it a little taste of that. And I'll leave you with some words that my grandfather used to say. He says, "Beauty's only skin deep. You're ugly to the bone. Beauty finally fades."
Because you can tell sometimes there's some people that are so twisted up inside. Sometimes you can just see it on the outside, like their mood kind of twists their features and everything. And some people you can tell that with.
Did you see the filming, the videoing of the debates and stuff with Dr. Mumpower today in Studio A?
Oh, that was today.
Oh, did you miss that?
I knew that was coming. I lost track of like the time it was going to happen and everything. So they did that today.
Yeah,
How'd it go?
they did that today. When I came in, the place was full of Republicans, and so I told them, I said, "Well, the place is just crawling with Republicans. Just like them to just come in and take over."
I know they were going to have at least one token Democrat there as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a priest to come in and exercise the place now.
Well,
here's to you. Would somebody come in and smudge Studio A, please? Bring in an olive branch and some sage and smudge the place. Bye bye. It's been great. You see the green traces running in there. We don't make them now, but they're from past shows.
Okay, yeah, we don't have that going on now.
Now, according to the clock in the studio, it's time for us to be bye-bye now.
Yeah, you know.
So any moment.
But for you people at home, in just about every room here in URTV now, there is a satellite clock that's linked to a central atomic clock, supposedly, but none of them say the same time.
With a different time on them. That's right. With a different time.
The miracle of modern technology.
There's a clock in every room, and every room lives on a different
And
time.
they're all supposed to be updated by satellite signals and everything.
This one even says it. See, it's got the picture of its little like radio beacon thing going. And it's still clicking off the time, and we're still on. Should I bang on the wall or just like let it go? What do you think?
I don't know. I'd say let's give it about another 60 seconds.
All right,
and
another 60 seconds.
If we don't flip over in 60 seconds, well, let me.
I
trust.
Do you trust your watch?
I trust my.
What does it say?
6:59. I trust my cell phone more than I trust any of the clocks in this place.
See, we should have looked at your cell phone before I started this song.
Yeah, we got 6:59, so I think...
And counting.
Yeah, so let's give it another minute. If we don't flip over, there we go.
And I have to push buttons here just a second. Let me push these.